Is this gonna start recording? This is this is being changed. Oh, you know what? It was on my phone the whole time. Thanks, Apple. What's going on, YouTube? So today, this number one, it's my first video. So it's gonna be atrocious. Maybe not. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I feel like it's just important for me just to start. Had a few more things coming in from Amazon. Yes, I do not have a haircut. I feel like I should just have everything raw and uncut, especially right now, because it's my first video. It's gonna be humble beginnings, me being able to grow it, literally starting up everything, and currently inside of my bedroom as far as the office itself. But just got to make it happen, make sure everything's clean. But yeah, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and start off like I'm going to start off with the first thing that comes top of mind. So that's going to be I'm going to say post high school, like my just journey as far as being an adult. If y'all want to hear about things before that, just let me know. Real person, definitely more to talk about it. But so a few things in the back. I'm gonna make sure here. I'm gonna go ahead and start this timer, because my thing is, if I'm passionate about something, I'm a rant. So I'm gonna make sure I don't rant the whole time. Let's see. I don't even have to work this thing. I literally just got my Mac like maybe 2 weeks ago. But you know what? When this thing hits about 5 minutes from now, then I'll be good. So, there's a timer for cool. So, to start off, first thing after high school, actually, context from high school. See, ranting everywhere. I started off as a football athlete inside of high school. Played my junior year for a group called Carolina Crusaders. Definitely enjoyed it when I was a junior. Allowed for me to have the opportunity to play as a varsity player my senior year. Unfortunately, me and like a few people as far as coaching didn't exactly get along, so wasn't able to have the same opportunity I really wanted. Played previously linebacker, then also played tailback, which I loved, but as things kind of let out, since I was a tall and strong dude, you can't see it right now because obviously I'm sitting, but I'm 6'1", well, 6 feet, 6'1", depending on who's asking. But, that's where everything started. After that, I went to my school, played varsity, ended up having to play D-tackle there. So I played D-tackle, tried out a little bit of linebacker, but just because my size and everything compared to everybody else, it was best for me to be D-tackle. Played D-tackle. Everything was looking good. Previously from the Carolina Crusaders, I had a school reach out to me, and the school I'm not going to list just for obvious reasons, but it was a nice school. It was really dope. D1 school. And at the university, they were going to talk to me about offers, things like that. But with me just being able to walk on, but I ended up getting injured. So I'm not sure. Well, it's Apple. It should be good. All the Samsung users, go ahead and judge me. But right here, you can see a small incision. I actually got surgery done. 30% of my labrum was torn. For those who don't know what that is, it connects your shoulder to your arm. And that was essentially shredded. So, with that being said, options are very limited. NCAA figured out about that just through different things, so I'm not going to get into, but ultimately ended up having no scholarships. And as you see on the post that I put on my Instagram, those who came from there, because this is pretty much just going to be people I know. Like right now I have like 2 subscribers, so shout out to those 2. Definitely pretty solid. But inside of high school, I did not have a good GPA. I was working at McDonald's after football practice, which a lot of people didn't know about, but those who did definitely respected it. And while working after school at the McDonald's, I used it for me to pay for equipment as well as just eat food, stuff like that. it just didn't give me enough time in order for me to focus on my studies. So I graduated, and if you stop it, you can see it. So it's public information. I graduated with a pretty low GPA. So, with that being said, let's just say like no 2-year or 4-year will take me, because missed projects, homework, things like that, falling asleep beside of school because I'm working on like 3 hours of sleep and 2-3 practices per day. So it was, it was just a lot. So, anybody who's young watching this, also remember that you're a scholar, athlete. Always put your school first, because when things happen, like you get injured, you need to have something to fall back on. So I know you heard it from everybody, but might as well hear it from the dude sitting inside his, bedroom. So, yeah. Let's see. After that, didn't know exactly what to do. I was lean and sitting at about 230 pounds. I was at 12% body fat, pretty low, but 12% if I post game hunger. Sometimes you have cravings for like hush puppies, burgers, fries, things like that, but you shouldn't be eating it anyways. You'll figure out during training, right? But with that being said, I ended up going into a really, really, really deep depression, which, I'm better saved now, so definitely doing better. But that put me from about 240, 230 area to 310 pounds or so. I'll be sharing a journey as far as that too, but that ultimately taught me a lot of different things. Number one, everybody's going to be with you when you're winning, but once everything goes south, no one's really going to be with you. It's really the important people that are going to be there. Unfortunately, I did not have many people who were that for me. They're rather still there and trying to hunker me down even more, or just wasn't a useful relationship anyways. So had a bunch of friends inside of high school, things like that. Moved to Charlotte, about 30 minutes away. Then, didn't really have anybody in my corner except for my close friends, Braylon, Chris, and a few others. And that took me a good long way. But with that being said, I had to figure out what to do. Ended up going into sales. So that was actually my first adult job, I can say. I'll make sure I'm staying a man of my word and that I'm not taking up too much space, but looks like it's like 8 minutes, so should be fine. But ended up doing door-to-door, and inside the door-to-door position, first started off as an associate. They said it was proximity marketing. I was like, oh yeah, that sounds cool. We'll definitely check it out. Be a cool job. I can make some money. Just started up in Charlotte, and Charlotte's about 30 minutes from Fort Mill, where I grew up, essentially, since I was like 10, I can say. But inside of that experience, it was something. You get exposed to a lot of different things, and you see a lot of different perceptions. And when it comes down to like the area, there are various people trying to make sure I'm saying things the right way so I don't get canceled or anything once everything fully comes out. But so there were some people who were not very fond of black people, as well as Hispanics or anybody who's not white and Protestant. Yeah, well, Presbyterian, I think. Okay, so I'm talking about a organization represented by 3 letters. So, actually had 3 instances with that. But aside from that, it definitely was an interesting opportunity. Got chased by a few dogs, cursed out by a few people, and it definitely taught me to be better on my feet, as well as just communication wise, because you don't know how to talk smooth until you have a gun at your head or aimed at you. I'm not going to say at my head because I'm not going to lie, but I had a few people pointed at me just for something to be on the property, knocking on the door. And in that experience, you got to say something. You can't just walk away. So just learn how to be better as far as communication. And with me doing that, it allowed for me to carry things over to other parts of my journey, right? So I was working there. They gave me a promotion. Inside the promotion, there was a few different things like, I have to lead the team, and then I had to drive the truck and being able to help out people. There's about 13, 14 of us at the time. So we had like a small car and a big car, and I was driving the big car, and everything was cool. But, you know, the reason why I mentioned it is because if y'all remember 2018, 2019, which I feel like at this point we've lived in like 3 different lives. Just if you're in your 20s like me, I'm just turned 24. I'm looking at the calendar. Let's see, 11 days ago. Not that good at math, but about 11 days ago. And you know, it feels like I lived 3 lives, like, yeah, pre-COVID, COVID, and post-COVID, and it's all 3 different things. Like nowadays, we have a short attention span. This kid's just sitting down on their devices all the time. You know, you used to see kids playing outside and, you know, football, basketball, things like that. But now it's like everybody's kind of closed off. You know, you might have like a few people who do it the right way, but, you know, it's just not very useful when you just sit in front of a computer all day. But yeah, with that being said, door to door, COVID happened. We can no longer operate, so everything essentially got shut down. Beforehand with that, there was a few issues with the position, so I ended up leaving beforehand anyways and started working a job. And my friend told me, it was like, you know, work at Black & Decker, everything will be cool. Like, you know, you can make up your own schedule, things like that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, this door-to-door thing, I've been doing it for about 2 years coming up on now. Have some money saved up, you know, I can do that until I find something else. Trash shop, I mean, it was just bad. Warehouse is just not for me. And also, shout out for the mic. You know, I'm colorblind. I definitely thought that was blue the whole time, but you know what, we're just gonna keep on tapping it. Blue. Yep, there we go. So yeah, at Black & Decker, that was 3rd shift, graveyard. Didn't really get paid that much neither, so like savings dwindled quickly. Then COVID hit, and it was like, great, thumbs up, sweet, you know. Things happen though. But let's see. You know what? Because I could do, yeah. Let's just end it off here. Then I'll start a new one. But yeah, that's essentially the start of everything, and that's all I got here. Cool. Well, I guess that technically makes it a wrap up. I'm not very smooth with this. I mean, I don't even like cameras really, but with me doing my entrepreneurship stuff and being able to help out people in South communities, I was just like, I don't really like cameras, but you know, if you're able to reach 600 people in like an hour, I can't even talk to that many people in an hour. Like my attention span might just go. Like, I'm an introvert naturally, but I like people, you know, like I don't necessarily like being around people for a certain amount of time, but you know, if it means I'm able to help or connect with somebody or give them a point of advice, like I'm be more than happy to do so. So yeah, I'm definitely lying. I said it was going to be 7 minutes, but it's definitely over. But yeah, that's the first wrap up. Yeah, I'll just finish up another 2 another day. But you know, I'm going to have a series called Wait a Minute Wednesday. Y'all are going to see it. You know, definitely tap in. That's when I plan on posting. And then outside of that, it'll be like Small Business Saturday. So teaching people how to be leaders, things like that. Where I am now, I've finally been able to recover since COVID, so being able to lead different groups and helping out people, giving advice, things like that. So definitely tap in, be more than happy to give information. You know, one of the people I look up to is Myron Golden, as well as a few people in my organization that I work with now, but we'll talk about that later. But in the meanwhile, just chilling and vibing and thriving. See y'all soon. Talk to you later.